What up, what up? Here we are, back in the garage, and I got some stuff on my table. So I purchased an 87 amp hour skib bank, the do-it-yourself kit from Shrico Batteries. I have boxes of these everywhere. It came in like 3 huge boxes. But like I said, it's packaged well. I counted all the cells, and actually I think they gave me 1 extra. So that's what's up. These bars are also a lot thicker than the ones. See, look at that. These are a lot thicker than the ones that come for the cells that have the 4mm stud. And I need to double check these stud sizes before I continue talking. Okay, so I stand corrected. The other ones were M4. So it's got the 4mm. These are M5. These are from, I think they're called Mechanics. I bought this whole kit together, right? So it came with the cells, the bars, and the balancer. Heltech balancer, I think. But it's got the display. So that's pretty cool. How much did this cost? I don't know, you're gonna have to look it up. But if you need me to build you one, holla at your boy. I'm just kidding. I'm really super busy right now, so I'm not really doing a lot of side work. But I like these bars. I hope they go on well. The only thing I did not like about these bars were taped together with packing tape. Look at that. I got residue. I'm gonna have to get some alcohol or acetone and clean these things up. You don't put tape like that on these polished aluminum bars. The residue stuck all over. It doesn't just rub off. Use saran wrap. Alright? Sorry, I gotta complain about that. That's a rookie mistake. Saran wrap it. You don't want to leave residue all over your bars. Disappointed about that. Honest opinion. Other than that, I seem to be pretty pleased with it all. I'm gonna set all these up and then I'll get back with you. That's a lot of cells. Next thing we're gonna do is take the multimeter and check every single one of them. I'm gonna set our multimeter to volts, DC. So with the V, the dotted line, and the straight line above it. If you're trying to build your own battery, you should know that by now. If you didn't know that, maybe you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. But that's why I'm here. So, like I said, check every single one of them. And I always get asked, well, what should it be? This one is 2.62. Right now, they're all 2.62, and a couple of them are 2.61. 62. So down this first row right here, they were all 2.62, and I think I had about 3 that were 2.61. Am I going to top balance those? Because that's going to be a question you have. No, I am not. Okay? 2.62. I got 2.61. You know, even if I had a 2.63, if they're all really close, I'm not gonna top balance those. I'm gonna bust it all together and it'll balance itself out. These cells are new. They're not used. They're not from different places here, there, and there. I see people top balancing headways, banks. Most headway cells you get are gonna be used just like C-Max, and they could be from a wide different places, Anyways, let me go through and keep checking. I got them all checked with the meter, and they were all the 2.61 and 2.62. So when we fully assemble this bank, that'll put the charge at like 15.72, something like that. I scrubbed some of that sticky residue off. I used some rubbing alcohol and a Scotch-Brite pad. It was a pain in the butt. Not very happy that I had to do that. Maybe the people who did this see this and correct it for the next people. So you gotta make people happy. So now it's pretty simple. I don't believe there's gonna be any spacers involved in this. I get that question a lot because a couple banks that I've built required spacers. And so I get asked the question, does my bank need a spacer? Well, it all depends on who you got your bars from. Ask them. If your bars came with spacers, you probably need them. If your bars didn't come with spacers, you probably don't need them or they forgot them. Alright, so seems like these bars could have used spacers. Let me get you close. So look at that. So does this one need spacers? Oh no, it didn't come with any. Does it make a huge difference? I don't know. I don't know. Could I make some? Yeah. So, and that's quite a bit of difference. Let me turn you around. So look at the difference. For a second I was like, man, are these bars too long? Did I get too many spots? But it's just, it's got a, yeah, that's how long it is compared to the other stuff. So how do I feel about that? I'm thinking I'm probably gonna make myself some spacers. Well, it's a new day. I'm gonna have to make spacers for these cells because that gap is too big on the cells, and I'm also gonna mount this battery vertical. So if I mount it vertical, all the weight, you know, once I put my whatever, the cells will just be hanging and not have a lot of support. So I really don't want that pressure on the studs. It might be fine in a flat application, but I still probably wouldn't recommend it. That's just me. I'm not an expert. I'm just saying this is what I'm doing. So I went to Home Depot and I got some acrylic sheets, just small ones, and I'm cutting them. I about got them all cut, but I'm just gonna show you because that's what I do. So anyways, so I'm just kind of using this as a table, and I'm using actually this as kind of like a clamp and a straight guide. So I've measured it out, and then what I do is I clamp this down to hold this sturdy. Just take your razor blade and just score the plexiglass sheets a bunch. I think it's my last one. I usually hold it down with a hand and then score it, but my other hand's holding the camera. Then basically, you know, I can just take it and snap it. And there you go. Now you got your sheet. So you make sure you got a straight line, score it, you know, use a straight edge on something, score it a bunch with a utility knife, and then it should just snap just like that, kind of like drywall. So I'm gonna get these slid in there, and then we'll stack some more cells. So I got the battery assembled. Everything is just kind of, I mean, barely even hand tight, just with my socket. Maybe tomorrow I'll borrow a torque screwdriver and get these things tightened down, torqued to whatever spec I come up with. I don't know what it's going to be. I haven't looked it up yet, but I'll figure it out. I'll let you know. This thing feels huge, but it's nice. You saw me put some tape on the bars before I put the next bar on. These things are so close together. I mean, it is crazy how close these are together. Had a couple sparks. So I was like, you know what? Let me just take my time. I'll put some tape on here. So let me grab a torque screwdriver and we'll get this thing kicking. So I got my torque screwdriver and we're gonna get these things tightened down. Also got my Team 808 custom hoodie on. So let's get this battery about wrapped up. This is the torque wrench I used. It's just a quarter drive torque wrench. I looked up all sorts of different specs on torquing these M5 bolts, and you get a wide range of stuff. I mean, I've seen anywhere from 25 inch-pounds to 60 inch-pounds, just depending on the grade and stuff. And I couldn't find any information on this hardware on what it was. So I actually kind of deal with stuff like this a lot. I work in the electrical field, electrical installations and stuff, and everything's got a torque spec. So I actually just kind of went on feel on one of them. I started low. I started at like 25 and that broke loose just really easy. And so I just kind of worked my way up and just felt like how much tension was on it and then how much force it took to break it loose. And I settled on 37 inch-pounds. So they're good and snug. They're all the same. It takes quite a bit to break it loose, but not enough where I felt like I was gonna strip it. It's sitting at 15.75, 15.76. So that's pretty close to what I had originally said. I will give you the dimensions on it. So let's see. So this way, how I'm gonna say wide, you know. So this way it was 14 3/4, yeah. And then 17 1/4 long, and then tall to the top of the positive post, because you can see the positive and negative. The positive and negative posts are a little bit taller. That was 15 1/4, and I'll put that down here. So it was 14 3/4 by 17 1/4 by 5 1/4 tall. So that's it probably for this video. My next video, I will be doing the plexiglass top and the balancer and the containment box. Not compression, but containment. Appreciate y'all watching. Hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.